What's going on? This is Big G from G Riders. Before we get this video started, I would like to take the time out to let you guys know that G Riders now has merch. You can go get your shirt, go get a shirt just like this one, black with the white lettering. This one's kind of silvery, but mostly it's white lettering. If you like it and you like my channel and you want to support me, definitely click the link down below and go get yourself some G Riders merch. What's going on? This is Big G from G Riders and welcome to another episode of Testing Rides. Today, I'm going to be testing out the 2021 BMW 228 Grand Coupe xDrive. Welcome to the 2021 BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe. Introduced for the 2020 model year, this BMW 2 Series is BMW's newest, smallest vehicle. And with that nice little starting price of $35,000, this is the cheapest vehicle that you could buy here in the United States from BMW. But BMW is kind of late to the game on this one. So Mercedes came out with the CLA back in 2014, I believe it was. And I believe that car started about $30,000, and also Audi with the A3 in 2015, that also started about $30-something thousand. But finally, BMW has came out with one for themselves. The 2021 BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe, chassis code F44, rides on the BMW UKL platform, which underpins cars like the BMW X1, the X2, and also, funny enough, it underpins also all of the Mini Cooper models. So this is a front-wheel drive based platform. So BMW this is not the first BMW. This is not the front-wheel drive based platform BMW has came out with here in the States. It originally came out with the X1 back when it came out a few years ago. I put in the lower thirds what year that was. I believe it was 2016 when that generation of BMW X1 came out. But now it's a sedan on that same platform. So think about this as a Mini Cooper sedan, which is pretty interesting. So this is the 2021 BMW 228i Grand Coupe xDrive, and all BMW 2 Series come standard with a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, the B48, making 228 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque. Since this is a pretty small car, but also a luxury car, and it has all-wheel drive, this car does weigh about 3,500 pounds. Despite 3,500 pounds, this car does get 23 in the city, 33 on the highway, and does a pretty reasonable 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds, which honestly, my butt dyno feels like this thing is a little faster than that. What they're feeling like it's a little bit faster than those numbers suggest. I also think that this car could get better gas mileage, what the numbers suggest as well. This is the 2021 BMW 228 Grand Coupe xDrive, but a normal base model 228 starts at about $35,000. But with this one being an xDrive, this will start at about $37,000. So this one has a couple options on it. So this one has the $1,600 convenience package that gives you comfort access, the sunroof, and a couple other things on the car. And also, this car also has the ambient lighting interior package. This also has the lumbar support package, and this also has the heated seat and steering wheel package. And with all those options on this car is just over $41,000. And oh yeah, also it has optional wheels on it. So with all that stuff, it's just over $41,000. And honestly, that's about right. So this is equivalently spec'd as like a Premium Plus Audi A3 or Mercedes CLA that has all the options. The reason why I'm not saying that this competes with the A-Class, because technically this is a 4-door coupe version of this. This is a 4-door coupe, and the CLA is a 4-door coupe from Mercedes, so that's why I'm saying CLA and not A-Class. I know you could probably get an A-Class cheaper than this one. You can get an A-Class about this point, at this price point, with every single option, I believe. But at $41,000, I think that's about right for the class, and it makes sense. You know, you gotta be in the same price point as your competitors, and it's BMW, so you're not, they're not really out to beat that price point. So, with that said, let's go and take a look around the car, look around the interior, and then hop out on the road. Welcome to the walk-around portion of the 2021 BMW 228 Grand Coupe xDrive. All right, so taking another look at the outside of the 2021 BMW 2 Series. First thing that I noticed is the fact that this is a pretty small car. So this car, I don't know the exact dimensions. I mean, you could look it up. You could look up the exact dimensions, but it's about the size of like a Mazda 3. It's a very nice, it's a very compact little car, which is, you know, if you want a small, like compact size, small luxury car nowadays, this is your only option because of cars like the 3 Series and all that stuff. Those cars have gotten a lot bigger over the last couple years, and this one is still an actual compact size car. Let's take a look at the front of the car. So, taking a look at the very front of the car, like, honestly, the front of the BMW 2 Series looks a little interesting. And honestly, it kind of looks a little bit like a Beaver. So, and it's hard to unsee that. But I understand that this car, they have designed cars based on kind of the hard points of the platform, and it makes sense why this car kind of looks like this. I like the way the headlights look. Let's turn them on. They look pretty. It looks pretty aggressive, but the grille is a little too big. But it makes sense why the grille's big, is matching the rest of BMW's, matching the rest of BMW styling and all that stuff. It also has those nice fog lights. So, and this is another one of those cars that needs to get rid of the front license plate. But unfortunately, in Oregon, we gotta have both. All right, so this does have full LED headlights. LED daytime running lights, and turn signals, as you just saw. Walk out to the side. So this car does have the optional 18-inch wheels, which look pretty nice, honestly. But again, like, if I were to buy this car, I'll get this car. If I were to buy this car, I'll get this car in an M Sport. So, you know, you get the M Sport wheels, but these are pretty nice if you want just like the regular BMW standard wheels. All right, let's close the sunroof. All right. Walking around to the side of this vehicle, as you can see, it does have the coupe styling. This coupe styling actually looks pretty nice. Like I said, it's a pretty small vehicle, but I wish they would have made this one a liftback like the 4 Series Grand Coupe or any other like some other Grand Coupes that came before it. All right. Coming on to the back actually looks a lot better than the front does. So I like the way the taillights are styled. It kind of has that BMW's new coupe style taillights that you see on other BMW coupe models, like the X6 and cars like that. I think it looks pretty nice, and also kind of like this black line that goes across the back. I think it looks pretty good. I'm glad they didn't make it chrome. And then you also got this nice kind of glossy black. You also have this nice gloss black rear diffuser here in the back. I think that looks pretty awesome. And then you got these nice little fake vents or whatever. I mean, they have to add that stuff for styling. And as you can see, oh, the car's unlocked because I'm getting close to it. And also this car does have the panoramic sunroof. So it does look like this is actually an okay and pretty decently styled car. It looked kind of weird when I first saw it when it came out, but now that I've spent some time with it and got to live with it for a couple days, it looks a whole lot better. So with that said, let's go ahead and hop inside of the 2021 BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe. So this has BMW's keyless access system. See, it just unlocked there because it sets to where when you're in proximity with the key, it unlocks. But it does have comfort access. You can see the little notches right there. So let's go ahead and get in, because if you saw over there, it's a thunderstorm and some lightning, so I'm trying to get in the car before all that hits. All right, welcome to the interior of the 2021 BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe. So the interior of this BMW is actually pretty nice. A lot of soft touch A lot of soft touches on this car. Everything looks pretty nice. It looks like modern BMW. I like the newer steering wheel design, and as you can see, it has this cool this cool pattern with the ambient lighting. It looks pretty nice. The newer BMW style light switch over there. Everything is laid out pretty nicely. You got your basic everything on here, and then your heated steering wheel button down on the bottom. You do have the latest version of the BMW iDrive system, which works really well. There's nothing a whole lot to say about that. It works pretty well. It has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is nice. It's nice finding BMW added Apple CarPlay, and you know, you finally added Android Auto to the car. I have an Apple phone, but it's nice for everybody to be included in the connectivity. So it does have your basic BMW little short shifter here. I wish that 5 Series that I drove earlier in the year would have had that. And then you got your basic BMW buttons that you see kind of in everything. The basic iDrive knob, the auto hold. I like here, one thing I do like about this interior, it has this nice little trusty spot to put your phone, and then you have the Apple CarPlay, the Apple CarPlay going already here. Your basic iDrive stuff. It is touchscreen and all that good stuff. But honestly, I just
after this show,
let's tell a little bit of Smoking Tire podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to. But anyways, has your Apple CarPlay screen. Looks really nice and wide. Has all that. It looks good. There's nothing really to say about the infotainment screen anymore. But also, what I was saying before, I like this little spot where you put your phone. It does have the USB port right there so you can charge. So this does have wireless CarPlay. It's nice. And honestly, I think it'd be worth it to option the wireless charger in there. I think that'd be a pretty good thing to do. Looking across here, you can see you do have the ambient lighting all across there with this these little cool triangle textured patterns. I like this versus like an aluminum or something like that. I like this a lot versus like an aluminum or fake wood. I think it looks really nice, and I'm glad more cars are kind of going towards something like this, because in a sense, this is a BMW for younger buyers. So a lot of younger buyers do not like all the wood and all that stuff. So I'm glad that BMW decided to do that with this particular car. So let's talk about the seats. So this car does have the sport seats. The sport seats are pretty nice. They have the thigh support, and they look and feel pretty nice. Even though this car they're not real leather, they still feel really nice. I mean, because it does have the heated seats and heated steering wheel and stuff, but they look nice. This car does have a very good sound system to be the stock sound system, nice clarity, nice bass, all that good stuff. And what else is there? And also, you know, I'm not going to talk about the back seat because honestly, this is a small car, and if you are really worried about the back seat, you shouldn't be even looking at this particular car. You should be looking at a 3 Series or 5 Series or something like that if you care about the back seat space. It has back seats, but they're not like big back seats or nothing. But with that said, though, let's go ahead and head on the drive. Hey GoPro, stop recording. Welcome to the driving portion of the 2021 BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe. I'm going to try something a little bit different here and do a little point of view style drive for the driving portion. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this, and if you guys think I should do more of these. Honestly, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because as the sun is starting to kind of set here with these clouds, it's getting a little bit dark. You guys won't be able to see me anyway, because you guys know, as you may not know if you haven't seen my channel, I am a darker guy, and when it gets dark, it's hard for you guys to see me. So we're just gonna go like this for now. All right, manual mode. And it says 30 miles an hour in my little screen there. This speed limit on this road is not actually 30 miles an hour. Because this car has GPS, it does the speed limit thing, and it's not actually that speed on this road. Which, had to clarify, this is just a regular road, and it's 55 on this road. Because as you can see, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Just had to kind of put that out there before this video gets going. So, welcome to the 2021 BMW 228 Grand Coupe xDrive driving portion. So one of the things that you hop out on the road is this car actually is decently quick. This car has a pretty good amount of power for the 4-cylinder, having only 228 horsepower. I really don't believe this car has that little horsepower because it feels a lot stronger than that, but you know, if they want to say it's that much horsepower, fine. Couple things about this car. So this car has pretty nice steering response. Like, it's not like completely dead like the BMW F30 Series 3 Series, but it feels very similar to the steering, like, but just not as tight as you would find in something like a Mini, which makes sense because this is the platform that Minis ride on. So taking some curves here, this car actually handles really well. There's been only a couple times in this car, with this being a front-wheel drive platform, where I felt understeer, and that's a pretty big compliment for a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive platform. I think that's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and put it in sport mode, do some downshifts. All right. All right, again, this is not a 25-mile-an-hour road. This road has a lot higher speed limit than that, but it just shows that in both of my displays. As you can see on my way screen there, it is 55. I went over a little bit. Come on, you guys all know you gotta feel the power of the car. But a couple cool things about this car. So so most BMWs have a ZF 8-speed automatic, but fun fact, if you get one of the front-wheel drive if you get any car on the UKL platform, they actually have an RYDIN 8-speed automatic transmission, and the RYDIN gearbox is still pretty. BMW just knows how to program the gearbox. It's really responsive, as you can see there. Downshift, downshift, downshift. It's kind of cool. So it's like just like in a dual clutch gearbox, to where if it has the RPMs, it will give you the downshift, and I like that quite a bit. And it's pretty responsive to downshifts and upshifts really well. It responds really well to the inputs for the downshifts and upshifts. One thing I am missing in this car is some paddle shifters. I wish this car had some paddle shifters. That's the one thing that's missing, because the one interesting thing is the fact that oh wow, that person's tax expired in like 2018. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm located kind of in the middle of Oregon. So I live in Eugene, and I come up to Corvallis to shoot a lot of my videos. But I don't know what it is about this part of Oregon, but nobody renews tags. I don't know what it is. But anyways, Jesus, man. All right. So lost my train of thought on that one. But anyways, you know, heading out a little bit more on this road, this BMW 2 Series drives really nice. It rides pretty nice too, actually. So the suspension is not too stiff. It's nice and comfortable for daily use, and then when you want to have fun, the suspension is not like floaty or boaty, so you can go pretty ham in the corners. Kind of the xDrive system works pretty well, because I've only felt understeer only a few times. I've already mentioned that before, but gotta mention it again in this portion. And you know, for the most part, road noise is pretty decent. It's not as quiet as something like a 3 Series, because this car's not as expensive as a 3 Series, but it's pretty damn quiet nonetheless. So, couple good things about it. This car actually has pretty decent visibility with it. But despite having the coupey, slopey roof line of this car, it's actually pretty comfortable too. It has pretty decent leg room and shoulder room and hip room, and the seats are pretty damn comfortable. I actually do the mirrors in it. The mirrors stick out a little bit more than it would on a normal BMW, it seems like, because it actually has the older BMW shaped mirrors. Newer BMWs have a different shape of the mirrors, and these mirrors work really well. It also has blind spot monitoring, which is nice, and I believe a lot of that stuff is coming standard nowadays, so it's nice to see that stuff standard on BMW finally added some standard safety equipment versus having to make you option it. So the gauges, for some reason, this is an interesting spec car because looking online spec of this car, it should have Live Cockpit Pro, which is BMW's BMW's version of the virtual cockpit. So it should have that, but it doesn't. So I'm wondering why. But the stock gauges are still pretty nice and pretty clear, laid out pretty well. You got your nice gas gauge over there on the side. Then you got your temperature gauge there. Then you can configure what you're looking at, what you're listening to, miles, MPG, all that good stuff. So it's nice that you can look through all those different things on this instrument cluster, even though this is like the base instrument cluster. And it still looks really nice. As you guys saw, it still pops up the graphic of your car when you're just sitting still. I think that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of good things about this car. You know, honestly, so what are some things that I do not like? So one thing I do not like is the fact that this car is a little bit, for as much as this car costs, there's some kind of interesting panel gaps. So as you can see there's a panel gap right there. There's a panel gap right there. If you look all the way over there, you can kind of see the color of the car, which is interesting. At this amount of money, I kind of don't want to see that. Even though this is a four-door coupe type of thing, there's ways that they could adjust the door panel to kind of close that gap. But you know, that's just my personal opinion. And the fact that, you know, this car has convenience package. I know there's a higher package than this, but honestly would like to see this little pad right here be a wireless charger. You could add it as an option, but it needs to come with the convenience package, honestly, because like it's nice having, I mean, it's fine plugging in the phone. It's fine to plug it in the phone to do all the stuff you need to do, but I would much rather, well, I mean, it's fine plugging in the phone to charge, but I would much rather have that set there for wireless charging. But that's just my personal opinion. So, but for the most part, those are the only two things that I don't like. And the two things that about this car that I don't like are very petty. Yes, yes, this is a front-wheel drive based platform, and no, I didn't drive the regular front-wheel drive one, but this one, for being an all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive biased platform, this car handles and drives really nice. Honestly, you're not going to really notice it's front-wheel drive with this car being all-wheel drive, and honestly, I don't have a problem with that. I know there's a lot of BMW purists and sport car purists that believe that front-wheel drive isn't good or it's inferior and all that. You know, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, they have their advantages. But you know, to me, if the car drives nice, no matter what drive it is, I'm happy with it. And this car is one of those cars for me. Handles nice, it drives nice, it looks okay. Price is right on par with everything else in this class, this compact luxury car class. You know, I think it's a good car. The one interesting thing about this car though is I haven't had a chance to drive one yet, but this car really could compete with something like the Mazda 3 Turbo. So this car is not as spec'd up as a fully spec'd Mazda 3 Turbo, because you can get that in a sedan. This car is not as spec'd as high as that, but the Mazda 3 Turbo is like $35,000. It makes more horsepower and torque than this, and because it's not a speed 3, it's not focused 100% on sport. And this car, with it not being the M series one, because they have the M235i, with this one not being the M, this one's not exactly focused on being sport either. So this car could compete directly with that turbocharged Mazda 3. I mean, as well as, you know, like the Mercedes CLA 250 and then the Audi A3, all that stuff, Quattro and all that stuff. So I think that would be the only thing with this car, is the fact that there's another option from a different automaker. There's other options from other automakers, and you would have to just drive them all to kind of see which model best fits you and what you want out of the car. But for my money, I drove an A3 a couple years ago, and actually, funny enough, I drove one recently off camera as well. And you know, I actually prefer this car over the A3. I haven't driven the newest A3 yet, but you know, I'll reserve the right to judge that one when I have a chance to drive it. But I have driven the current gen in the United States here in 2021 A3, and this is this car is much better than that. And I have driven older CLAs as well. Haven't driven a new one yet, but again, I do like this car very much. I like this car because it's a good balance of comfort and sport, and how and the horsepower and torque and everything of this car is pretty amazing. So like if it were my money, I would drive them all, but this is one that I would definitely be considering to buy. You know, honestly, there's not much more to say about this car. This is a pretty decent car, pretty decent little car. It's comfortable. Everything works really well. I haven't had one glitch with the infotainment. I haven't had any stupid weird issues with this car. It's been an absolutely flawless car. In terms of the way it's operated. You know, it has its weird quirks with its interesting beaver face, and the fact that it's a 4-door coupe but not a liftback or hatchback or anything like that. And the back seats are kind of small. And you know, but this is a small car. This is a luxury car for someone who doesn't really want something like a 3 Series or can't really swing a 3 Series. Honestly, it's more likely someone who doesn't want a car as big as a 3 Series, because honestly, to be real, the 3 Series is kind of a big car. So it's nice that BMW's making something even smaller than the 3 Series. Again, that's an actual sedan. Like BMW has had the 2 Series. I reviewed the original 2 Series couple years ago, and I really liked that car, but that car is more of a rear-wheel drive sports car, daily driver, where this one's just like a regular everyday 4-door sedan type of thing. So it's kind of nice that BMW is now making another one of these cars again. Also, gotta love the panoramic sunroof. So I do like this car. This is a good little car. So if you want a fun to drive, comfortable, pretty sporty without being too sporty, and pretty decently quick, small luxury car, definitely go take a look at the 2021 BMW 228 Grand Coupe. Whether you're looking at the base model, front-wheel drive, the all-wheel drive, or if you're looking at the full-on M version, they're all cool cars. So if you like this video, hit me with a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, keep riding me. Thanks for watching.